Hey there, Bitcash crew. Eddie P back here with you once again for another episode of Eddie P's Forex Review. Really pumped to be here this evening, or this morning, depending on where you are in the world. And yeah, it's just nice to get away from crypto for a while and look at the old fiat currency. So we got some really cool stuff lined up today. Time to lock in and get our charts pumped up for another good week of trading. So let's start the show. All right, excellent. Today, we're going to kick off with the NZDCAD. Cool. So we actually haven't reviewed this pair before on the show, but we're on the NZDCAD and we're on the daily chart. Now you can see here when you look that we're in a bit of an upswing, which is really exciting. As we always say, everybody looks like a rock star in a bullish market. So with this guy, you can see here that on Friday we ended with a really convincing bearish engulfing candle. So we're really looking for a push to the downside. However, because we're in, what's going on here? Got my tools all messed up. And it's the wrong damn color. Sorry, little technical problem. Just stand by. There you go. Okay, cool. So because we're in an upswing at the moment, even though we had that really strong bearish candle to close out last week, we're still looking for a move to the upside. Now, because that was so convincing, because we got so much volume in the market, we're really looking for a push probably back down to this turnaround point, because you can see here that it's a good point to sort of push back to the upside. So should we see a move down to this management zone, then we want to be on the lookout for some good bullish evidence and to basically just continue on with the trend. Should be moving in this direction. But yeah, let's wait for a good move. We'll probably see a bit more of a bearish run before we see the turnaround. And then should we encounter this countering zone, let's look for another move to the upside. Fantastic. So let's kick on to the next pair for today's review. We're going to look at the AUDUSD. Cool. So we're with the AUDUSD, guys and gals, and we're on the 4-hour chart, which has been a pretty good one. You'll see here, excuse me. So you'll see here that usually in the charts, what we use to sort of navigate the way are these historical points of resistance and support. But those are our countering zones. Those are our turnarounds for our bullish or bear runs, and that's all good, and they're very effective. You've also got to have your trend lines. And I'll just say just quickly, this week, I did something a bit dumb. I think it was on Wednesday. I put in a sell trade in a bullish market. Now, luckily, I actually made a bit of coin out of it, but it was just because I wasn't paying attention. I just basically saw some indicators that looked like I was in a bearish run, but it was just a tiny little move. And the reality is that market was on a very, very long-term bull run. So make sure you have these trend lines drawn in. That's what this yellow line represents. Just so you know what direction you're going in, because you really don't want to be trading against the trend. Some people out there may be doing some scalping on some like shorter time frames, like 15 minutes or maybe 30 minutes. If you're doing that, I'm not going to knock your parade. If you're getting started with trading at the moment, like I would really just be sticking to these larger time frames, 240 daily, that sort of thing, and I would be sticking with the trend. It's just going to give you much better odds of being a successful trader. Anyway, AUDUSD. So with AUDUSD at the moment, we're certainly going to push to the upside. If you see in recent history, we are in a bit of a ranging market between these 2 points, but we're sort of looking for the next bit of evidence for us to continue on this bull run. Anyway, with this one right now, we've just bounced out of this countering zone, which has been a great point of bullish countering, moving us back to the upside. So we're looking for a trigger, which we should get hopefully by Monday, Tuesday. Excuse me. And then we get that trigger, we want to be looking for some sort of evidence of a push to the upside. Now, with this one, this was a pretty nice sort of clear run, but we may encounter a bit of resistance in this area, before we return to some of these higher highs. But yeah, with this little guy, we want to be on the lookout for some of that strong bullish evidence, and then hopefully we can continue on with this move to the upside and find ourselves a new way to continue on that bull run. All right, pressing on to the EURUSD. Cool. So we're on the EURUSD, and we're on the 240 or 4-hour chart, which is good. With the EURUSD, you can see here that, excuse me, They're on the end of the week. We encountered, the last 2 days, we encountered that turnaround zone, and we've had a tiny bit of a push. I'll just mark it up here. We've got this tiny push. Let's get some of these tools out here. Where are we? Here we go. So here, we had a tiny push to the upside with this little sort of bullish run, but then the bears kicked back in, and they said, nope, we're going to go back down. But that's okay. We want to really be only trading off of points of support and resistance anyway, so we're going to be looking for the golden opportunity. Should we find the right sort of bullish bear, bullish bear, bullish bear. Should we find the right sort of bullish evidence and we sort of come back down to this management zone and we have good evidence, we want to be looking for another push to the upside. Now, we want to be on the lookout for a move perhaps to this point here. You can see here in recent history, there's been a bit of resistance at this point here, but hopefully we can return to some of these higher highs and go on a nice little run this week. But this is what we're looking for out of the EURUSD. All right, pressing on to the EURGBP. Cool, so we're on the EURGBP, and with this guy, we're also on the 4-hour chart. So with the EURGBP, you can see here that we're in this sort of bearish move at the moment. We're pushing down a little bit, but we're about to encounter this great countering zone. So what we're going to be looking for is, for the first couple of days of the week, probably continuation with the current move. And then you can see here 1, 2, 3 times in recent history, when we encounter this zone, the currency just bounces off and the bears take back over. So you want to be looking for that sort of, the bulls take back over, pardon me, because we're going to the upside. We want to be looking for that sort of evidence again early in the week. So once, or should, I should say, because we can never predict the future 100%, should this currency encounter this turnaround point down here, we want to be on the lookout for that, that bullish evidence. With this one, you know, when you're trading, guys and gals, it depends on what your strategy is. I always trade with a stop loss because I want to set not just a point of profit, but I want to be aware of how much I'm willing to lose should the trade go against me and not in my favor. So the other thing to consider is a lot of traders, and I tend to do this depending on the trade, will also set a profit limit, you know, because the thing is that you learn quite early on that you have to disassociate any emotion from this. And if you're greedy or nutty when you're on the charts, you're going to lose. So for me, you know, if I make basically 100% of what I put in on that single trade, then I'm usually quite happy. If I think it's got good potential, sometimes I'll peel off half. It depends on what I'm seeing in the marketplace. Now, the reason I say all that is this currency you can see here, excuse me, I should say this pair has been a bit choppy. We don't see beautiful price action like we've seen on some of the other charts. So should this one encounter this zone and should we see some decent bullish evidence, then yeah, we want to be looking to place a good bull trade, but just be cool about where you set your profit limit essentially, because you might want to just sort of get in, hit some of these sort of points right here and get out again because it's a bit choppy. It could be returning to these higher highs in the next week or 2 weeks, but you know, with this one, it's a bit of a rocky road at the moment. So hopefully we'll get down here and then see a bit of a push to the upside. Let's see how we go when the market opens in the next couple of days. All right. Let's wrap up today's show with the NZDUSD. Cool. So we're on the NZDUSD and we're on the 4-hour chart. So with this guy, we've got some pretty good price action happening here. It's pretty easy to read what's happening. We had a pretty significant bear candle up here that sort of put us on this little run to the downside, right in this countering zone, which is good. That means we're on the right track with our zones. And we've had a bit of deceleration. You can see here, if I just point this out, we've got some kind of crappy little candles here that don't have a lot of volume, a bit here as well. And that's fine. It just means that there's not a lot of volume in the marketplace. But that shouldn't prohibit us from looking for some good evidence for another trade. So should we encounter the zone again, you can see here that in very recent history, as soon as we encounter the zone, we shot right to the upside. Should we encounter the zone again this week, we want to be on the lookout for another bullish opportunity. So let's keep an eye out. With this one, you can see here that we kind of look like we're going downstairs on the way down here and also in this direction, or I should say on this move as compared to the previous one. So should we encounter this zone and should we get some good bullish evidence, we probably want to be looking at a move to this area, or it would be fantastic if we can reach these highs up here. and move back into that zone. But yeah, that may take a little bit of time to complete that move. It could take a week or two. But let's be on the lookout early in the week for that bullish evidence. And should we encounter some bullish evidence, we want to find a good opportunity in that market. Thanks for tuning in today, guys. Love being here with y'all. Love the Forex. Love doing the reviews. If there's a particular pair you want me to review, just shoot me a comment below. Or if you have any general questions about cryptos, altcoins, ICOs, Forex, obviously that's what I'm here doing on the Sundays. Just shoot us a message, on the Facebook, the Twitter, or certainly on the YouTube, and we'll hit you back. Until next time, love you all. Have a lovely evening, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.